Welcome everyone, welcome MOVATI to your short and sweet 30-minute yin yoga practice. My name is Sonia. I will guide you on your mats today. So for today's practice, you're going to need 2 yoga blocks, and if you don't have blocks, you can grab pillows or blankets, anything that you have that can support your practice. And then when you're ready, we're going to get started. So perhaps sitting on a block or a pillow just underneath your sit bones. And when we change the orientation of our pelvis, we're allowed to just open a little bit more freely. So our hips open, our knees open. Let's just connect with our breath just for a moment. Maybe close your eyes wherever you are. Sitting nice and tall, lengthening your spine, relaxing the shoulders, and just connecting with your breath. Just start to notice if your breath is shallow, if you're able to take those deep, nourishing breaths. Inhaling, allowing the belly to rise. Exhaling to completely surrender. Let's just take a few moments here just to anchor our minds to our practice today. Yin is a beautiful, grounding, meditative practice where each pose is an opportunity for us to just crawl within ourselves and just to stay for a little while. We start to let go of any energetic blockages, so whether emotional or physical. And we start to go beyond the superficial, so beyond the skin, the muscles, and we go deeper into the joints, the ligaments, and opening up through our fascia. So just notice where in your body that you can start to release, you can start to surrender, you can start to soften. Take 2 deep breaths. Inhaling, allowing your belly to rise, allowing your immune system to strengthen, your parasympathetic nervous system to activate. Starting to quiet the mind, starting to still the body. And then perhaps bringing your palms to heart center. Maybe set an intention for your practice today, whether it's a word, an affirmation, whether it's a mantra, something positive that you can bring to your mats, that you can take with you. And take 1 deep breath here. And then if you're on a yoga block or a pillow, just remove it from your sit bones. Coming into our first posture, coming into a seated butterfly. So taking the soles of your feet together, inviting your blocks in. If you need to support your practice, maybe placing them underneath your knees, or maybe you might want to build a little tower for your forehead. Wherever you need support, take your support. Just inhaling, and as you exhale, start to round forward, allowing the forehead to really curl in, allow the shoulders to naturally curl, and maybe threading your hands through, taking a hold of your feet, just allowing your body just to melt into the pose. As you're here, really allow your spine to start to curl in. Start to allow the forehead to tuck in. Release the shoulders. And in Yin, we observe 3 principles. And the first principle of Yin is to simply find our edge. To find our edge is to simply find that sweet spot of sensation where it's not too much, but it's not too little. Where we can discern good pain over bad pain. So if we feel any sharp shooting electrical pain, that we come out of the pose. And then the second principle is to find stillness within the pose. So not only within the body, but also within the mind. Oftentimes, our practice is a reflection of what's happening inside. So if our mind is cluttered or there's chatter, maybe we'll start to fidget in our body. So if we start to calm the mind, we can start to calm the body. And then the third principle of yin is to surrender to time. So once we find our edge, once we find stillness within the pose, we simply surrender to time. And in that time is when our bodies can start to open. We can start to heal from the inside. We can start to increase mobility and flexibility. And start to strengthen the joints and really open up through our fascia. As you're here, start to take deep, nourishing breaths into the back body, allowing each breath to be a gentle massage all the way down your spine. Filling the back of your heart with as much air as you can. Allowing gravity to allow you to maybe go a little bit deeper into the pose. So within each pose, maybe there's a moment where you find a new edge. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly start to unravel your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing the knees back in together. And then just taking your feet about mat width apart. Setting your hands back and maybe just giving yourselves a little windshield wiper with those legs. And in yin, when we come out of a pose, we come into what is called a rebound effect, where nutrient-rich fluids rush back into the joints. And then just swing your legs all the way to the back of your mat. Coming into tabletop, so planting your hands into the earth, spreading your knees on the outer parts of your mat, bringing your big toes together and just sending your hips all the way back into your heels and starting to melt in towards the ground, allowing your forehead to come all the way down. And remember, if that's not accessible to you today and you want the earth just to meet you where you're at, invite your block in, or a pillow, a blanket, and just lift the earth up a little bit by placing your prop just underneath your forehead. And allow your hips to naturally come all the way down to your heels. And again, if it's too much sensation, you can always invite a block underneath your sit bones. If it's too much sensation in the front of the ankles. So there's always options. So find whatever option works for you the best. Just find your breath, breathing into the back body. And once again, allowing your breath to untie the knots, not only in your body, but also in your mind. And start to soften. Start to notice where you can surrender, where you can let go.
our forehead to the ground, once again invite your intention, your purpose, your affirmation back to your practice, back to where you are. And allow the body to melt into the earth, knowing that you are supported by the earth. Take 2 more deep breaths here, filling up the back body, all the way from your cervical spine, all the way down to your tailbone. Allow the breath to massage your spine. And slowly start to unravel once again. Coming all the way up, removing the block, if you have one, coming into tabletop, pressing down into your hands, holding it here, and then we're just going to gently walk our hands forward, brace the tummy, and slowly start to lower down to the earth. Allowing your pelvis to really root down, allow the top of your feet to be heavy. And then simply rest your forearms to the ground. Spread your fingers nice and wide, pressing into the floor. Take a deep breath in. Start to peel your heart forward. And as you're here, continue to root your pelvis into your mat. And energetically start to draw your hands back in towards yourself. So think about pulling the earth back in. Tuck the chin in slightly. Allow the shoulders to draw away from the ears, top of the feet heavy. Root your pelvis in, maybe close your eyes. So this is our Sphinx pose, and if it's too much for you, invite your block in. And maybe place your block or your pillow underneath your head for a little bit of added support. Just to take the weight off of your neck and off of your shoulders if it's too much sensation. So we can either hold it there. And if you want a little bit more in your practice today, we can come into seal. So coming into seal is just taking your hands a little further, pointing your fingers out, and then lifting your elbows off. So coming into a deeper back bend. So holding it here, once again, rolling the shoulders back and down so they're away from your ears, tucking the chin in to protect the cervical spine. Eyelids are heavy, rooting in to the floor with your pelvis, tops of the feet heavy. Invite those deep breaths. So with our heart open, we're starting to increase lung capacity. It's a beautiful posture for our spine. And if this gets too much, you're always welcome to come back down to your forearms. So take whatever shape you need to. Let go of the expectations of what a pose should look like, but rather what you feel in a pose, what feels right for you. Holding it here, holding space for whatever shape you're in. Just notice
notice your breath? Is it shallow? Is it labored? Or are you able to take those deep, nourishing breaths? Allowing the shoulders to draw down. Each out breath, maybe rooting a little bit deeper into the earth. So wherever you're at, making sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide, you're pulling back in towards yourself. And take 2 deep breaths. And then slowly start to lower all the way back down to your forearms. If you took seal, come back to your Sphinx, holding it here. And if you were here, all we're going to do is take our forearms to the top of your mat and then just come all the way down to rest. And take a moment. And take 1 deep breath. And then bringing your palms back in, coming back to tabletop posture, allowing your hands to root into the earth, allowing your knees to simply stay underneath your hips, holding it here. We're just going to send our feet back into plank, and then we're just going to lift our right knee, bringing it to the right wrist crease, sending our left leg all the way back, coming into our swan. So in our swan, if you have any knee impingements, you might want to invite a block or a pillow or anything that you have, and maybe slide it underneath your hip. You can also take a block so that your forehead can rest when we come down for our sleeping swan. So taking a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, slowly start to come all the way down. So whether your head lands onto a block or a pillow, or comes all the way down to the earth. And once again, taking those deep breaths into the back body, filling the back of the heart with as much air as you can. And starting to let go of the attachment that you might have, good or bad. Oftentimes our mind tells our body a narrative of what we should be feeling in a pose, rather than our bodies just being. Yoga teaches us to let go of attachments, to come into our posture with equanimity, a sense of calm, a sense of peace. And when we can practice equanimity on our mats, we can practice it in our lives, so we can approach situations with a sense of calmness, a sense of ease, and without the attachment, without the narrative. As you take your breaths here, breathing all the way into your back body, and in yin,
we work through the meridians of the body. And so swan is a beautiful posture to take to work through the kidney meridian. Really open up the energy channels, the life force in our body, which the Tao call Qi. Stay here for a few more breaths. So maybe within the pose you might need to make your adjustments. So go ahead and make any adjustments that you need to. And then once again find your stillness and surrender to time. Take 2 more breaths here. And then slowly press all the way back up. And then simply just sit back onto your right hip and swing your left leg all the way around. We're coming into fire log. So here, if this is too much sensation, invite a block, invite a pillow, a blanket in between the legs. Just allow the block to just be cradled. And if this is still too much, you can always take your pillow, your block, and you can place your top leg on top of your prop. So your legs are parallel to each other in that fire log pose. We can stay here, we can keep our hands beside us, opening up through the heart, tenting the fingers nice and high, taking a deep breath in. And if it's in your practice today, let's start to fold forward, maybe finding a block, finding a pillow, bringing your elbows all the way so whether on the floor, and maybe bringing your palms together, coming into a little meditation. Eckhart Tolle says, within one full breath cycle lies an entire meditation. So just notice what sensation comes up. Notice where you can release. And remember, we find our edge, we never pass our edge. So if this is too much, if you're finding too much sensation in the hips or it's sharp shooting electrical pain, just come out of the posture. We're just going to hold this for a few more breaths. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale to empty. And slowly unravel your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And just extending your legs in the front, giving them a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a release. And then just swinging your legs all the way back around, back into your tabletop. Rooting your palms into the earth, and maybe sending your hips up and back for a downward facing dog, energetically allowing your heels to draw to the earth, spinning the eyes of the elbows forward, holding here just for a breath. And then we're going to float our left knee towards our left wrist crease, coming into swan on the other side, allowing your right leg just to slide away. And once again, invite your blocks, invite your pillows into your practice. They're there to support you. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling, starting to fold all the way down to the earth. Once again, with our forehead to the earth, maybe it's a beautiful time to invite your intention back into your practice. Invite compassion and kindness. Taking breaths all the way into the back body. So deep breaths. Filling the back of the heart all the way through to the kidney. Finding whatever shape, whatever you need. So whether you need to bring your cheek down to the mat, finding that beautiful sensation that's only yours. And slowly pressing all the way back up. And then just sitting onto your left hip, swinging your right leg all the way, coming into fire log on the other side. Once again, you can invite your block, invite your pillow, cradling it in between your legs. You can take your block in front of you, holding here, lifting the heart, tenting the fingers nice and high. Maybe close your eyes, take a deep breath in. You can stay here if you choose, or hinging forward from the hips and then allowing the shoulders to round. And then maybe finding a block, or maybe finding the floor. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Wherever you find your edge, where you're not passing, but you're just meeting your edge. Once again, maybe invite that intention back in, or invite meditation back in. Take the opportunity to just self-reflect. Start to quiet the mind of the chatter. Allow your shoulders to round forward. Once again, as you draw your breath in, allow your breath to gently massage your spine. Maybe send nourishing breaths to your hips. Make any adjustments that you need, and then find your stillness. We're going to stay here for 2 more deep breaths. Then slowly start to release, unraveling your spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Extending your legs in the front, giving them a nice shake. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna lie all the way down, coming into your final posture of Shavasana. Allowing your shoulders to melt into the earth, allowing your pelvis to root down, allowing the feet just to splay out wherever they need to. Let your arms find whatever feels comfortable, whatever shape you need to take for your final rest. Completely relaxing, completely letting go. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you need to. Take your time. Simply be, giving yourself permission to just rest. You can stay here, or you can meet me in a comfortable seated posture whenever you're ready. Close your eyes, maybe connect with your breath. The ancient yogic scripts teach us that yoga is a journey, and it's a journey of the self, through the self, to the self. So thank you for taking this beautiful journey within, and for allowing me to guide you through your journey. Until we meet again. Namaste.